We are back for two games against Sweden and Switzerland with the Liechtenstein national team. Can we get some form of result and improve our standings in the Euro qualifiers? Let's see. Roll that title. This is my first pick as the Liechtenstein national manager. We've brought in Javier Howe since he's declared his nationality for the Liechtenstein national team. We dropped Oidendenk because he hasn't been playing games and his fitness level this season's really poor. I'm not sure of his form as well. I don't think it's been. Yeah, it hasn't been fantastic, and he needs to start playing more games if he wants to get into the team. Anyway, so just a quick rundown. Anyway, so we've brought in a lot of players, obviously from Vaduz or previously Vaduz. So the likes of Luka Miller's come in. We've brought in Bashinger, who plays at Gothenburg now. Who else have we also brought in? We brought in Baldoff, who used to play for us at Vaduz as well. We brought in Noah Best. Freund's back into the team. Schubert's back into the team. And also Leon Hirsch, who's at Schaufhausen. The goalkeepers have remained the same. I haven't had any urge to drop them at the moment. But I think it's a much better team than the one that would have played against Slovenia and Scotland. It's going to be a much trickier test with Sweden, who are currently second in the group, and then Switzerland at home. I'm expecting us to at least get something out of the Switzerland game. Sweden's going to be a completely different test for us because they are 11th in the world. They are potentially one of the best teams in the group. But if we want to try and get into that bracket of the top four, which is what I'm slightly trying to aim for, we need to try and get some form of result away to Sweden and then a result at home to Switzerland, who, yeah, they are similar to Slovenia in the rank, not by much, but it's something where against Slovenia and Switzerland, I'm definitely going to try and take some points from them. The first game is against Sweden. We are going to be playing Sweden in the Friends Arena in Solana in Sweden. As I say, Sweden are a much better team than Switzerland. I'm not sure about Scotland. Actually, Sweden are the best rated team in the group, so the fact that we got somewhat of a decent result, I say decent result, I know we lost, but we didn't lose badly against Scotland, so it's going to be interesting to see how we do against Sweden. The game that I'm sort of more looking forward to and potential of getting result is against Switzerland, where I've just scouted the match as well, just in case. In terms of the team selection, let me just show you. So it's pretty straightforward. So there's no really major changes. So it's Boyer in goal, Schultz, Roland Freund's back from injury, so he's going to be the centre back. Potentially in the Vaduz save, I may consider bringing him back because he is the best Liechtenstein defender I've seen, and I still don't understand why he went to Mulder over us, but hey, well, that's another story. It's Christian Weber next to him, and then Guarini, Korb, Fischer, Muller. I've went with Marcus Paulo for this game, just something a bit different to Barnacle because he didn't do well in the last game, and we've also went with Julian Foreman and Simon Beale in the game. I've left Javier Howe on the bench for the time being, but I wouldn't rule out him playing in the next game against Switzerland. And also, I've left Muller and Bashinga on the bench, but I wouldn't necessarily rule them out of either coming on or featuring in the next game against Switzerland. I'm going to go through the opposition instructions and we will get into this game against Sweden. Here we are in Sweden for the match against Sweden. They're going with a 4-3-3, just like ourselves. I went with the cautious tactic for this one, which is more short passing instead of the direct route. Just to give it a go against Sweden. Like I say, I haven't got big expectations in this match for us to get anything, but if we can at least get something and frustrate them, that would be amazing for us. First chance, and we are in their end, and it does go over, but it's a good chance for Marcus Polo. They should really take advantage of it, I think. But so far, 20 minutes in, it's not been too bad. And of course, Liechtenstein are wearing their blue shirt today when I've got my red one on. Typical. Well, there's not been many highlights so far. Sweden have had more shots, but they haven't really converted many. They are dominating possession though, so I may revert back to the more direct sort of play. But for 45 minutes, we're getting a draw in Sweden, so I can't complain. Yeah, decent first half. I'm going to say we've not taken enough shots, but the only thing I'm going to change, so we're going to go a little bit more direct. I'm actually going to put Fisher on the attack, and we're going to leave Corb on the ball and defend role. And I think we'll give. I wasn't really impressed with um, Paolo. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring on this man, Morris Batchinger, and we will see how we do. I mean, to be honest, our wingers haven't done really much anything in that game. So I mean, it's not their fault. We haven't been getting the ball. We've been camped on the halfway line from the average positions, as you can see there. Sweden have got a chance now, though. Fisher clears it, but Foreman can't really do much there. Ooh, and that should have been 1-0 to Sweden. First real clear chance. They've got a corner. Alm, Foreman, can we do something from this? It's to Fisher. Oh. I thought we might get a counter there. I might take Simon Beal off, and I'm just looking at Schultz there on the right, and he is yellow carded, and that does worry me. And I'm worried that we're playing like this, and that looked offside, to be fair. But we weren't very good defensively there. Yeah, they've given the goal anyway. I mean, I don't know what Schultz is doing to shove that ball out. But I mean, our midfield's all over the place there, so I definitely will be making a couple of changes in a couple of minutes. I think we might just well do it. Might as well just do it now. So Schultz I haven't been really impressed with, so I'm going to put Baldoff on. The midfield is a bit all over the place, to be honest. And to be honest, I would rather give. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Noah Lampert on, my old trusted Lampert. Yeah, we're gonna put. I know Fisher's not really the role for him there. In terms of an anchor, I'm gonna bring Barnacle on as well. Just feel like we need to make changes just to spice things up a little bit. We're gonna leave Foreman on anyway. I think we might drop Foreman for the Swiss game, but I haven't fully decided yet. I'm gonna make changes for the Swiss game anyway because we haven't been particularly good in this game. I'm just going to say that we go extremely direct here because we're not even getting up the pitch. I might actually get with to play a little bit higher. We've made all our subs and we don't seem to be doing anything with regard. I'm going to go a bit balanced in the last 10 minutes here or so. I was just trying to have a look at the league table actually to see. But maybe a highlight here anyway. Fisher, Lampert. That doesn't lead to anything. Javier how a foreman doesn't do anything. In Sweden and just play out of the back because we're not going to press them high. But Bashinger, can he do something here? Can he play it in a foreman? He can't, but Howe picks it up. Fisher, back to Howe, Lampert, Baldoff. Nearly. It was decent. I'm just having a look at the group as a whole. We're still only 1 point off Switzerland. Slovenia's beating Switzerland now. Looks like a highlight for Sweden. Should have been 2-0, but the fact that we've come to Sweden and only got a 1-0 defeat from the looks of things, and we had a shot on target there at the end where we could have got a draw. We've made ourselves hard to beat, I'll give you that. So I'm not overly too disappointed with that result. Played the best two teams in the group in Sweden and Scotland, and we've been beaten by them. But we haven't played too badly, to be fair. But yeah, see, we're struggling in the qualifiers, which I quite find surprising, to be fair, when we're on joint points with Switzerland, who are a better team than we, and we've beat Slovenia as well. So it's going to be interesting. I'll get into this Switzerland game then, shall we? Right, so this is the team going into the game for Switzerland. We've made a couple of changes, so Baldoff has come into the right back position, and then I've moved Tim Schultz over to the left. A suggestion by the assistant manager, and I don't usually take them seriously, but Guarini didn't have the greatest of games. To be fair, Tim Schultz didn't have either, but we don't really have an alternative in that position. Fisher has gone to the DM role, and we've put Lampert, Javier Howe in the middle. And then I've put in Barnacle and Bashinger from the last game. And I've taken a bit of a risk and I've put Luca Miller up front. He hasn't had a good season at Canberra, to be fair, in the Netherlands, but I feel like we should give a little bit of a rest to Foreman. And we'll bring him on if we need him to. But let's get into this crucial match against Switzerland. Here we go. It's a sold-out crowd, apparently, in Liechtenstein. It's a derby, pretty much. Liechtenstein and Switzerland, although I don't think Switzerland will really consider it a derby. Maybe a friendly derby, I don't know. Anyway, this is a big game for us because if we can win, we would go above Slovenia and Switzerland, depending on who Slovenia is playing. Because I don't think it's based on goal difference. So let me just check who Slovenia are playing. They are playing... Can't see there for some reason. Anyway, let me get back to the action and we'll have a look at Slovenia another time. Anyway, it's a good start from us. Baldoff plays it into Miller. Doesn't really lead to anything, but they seem to have averted the attack that we were on, Switzerland, and Rickenbacker used to play for Vaduz on the ball. Z and Boyer. Boyer there should be doing better. It's a goal for Switzerland in the first 2 minutes. I don't think defensively we were good there, but I'm sorry. I think Boyer should be saving that. Slovenia are playing Scotland, by the way, folks. Not that it matters now, but I think we definitely just need to give it a go. Yeah, might as well. 70 minutes in, being the better team, but we've had more possession. Starting to get a little bit frustrated with this because I really think we should be giving Switzerland a go here. They are a good team, don't get me wrong, but they are. We can get at them anyway. Schultz, can we find somebody in the box? Muller, first goal potentially for Liechtenstein. But anyway, it's 1-1, and he's vindicated himself being in the first team. And that move to the left-hand side for Schultz has also been vindicated as well. I think we deserve that, to be fair, because our possession's been good. But unfortunately, goalkeeper made the mistake. And I think if he doesn't start improving Boya, he's going to find himself out of the team, or at least on the bench. I'm going to go back and balance there. I mean, if we can keep within this sort of range of Sweden and Slovenia, that'll be good going into the next couple of fixtures. We obviously need a win here. But I may change it around at half time, and I might bring Foreman on, but put him on the right hand side. And I may take. I'm just looking at Lampert and Fisher as well. They're not having a best of games. I don't want to make a load of substitutes at half time, but I think what I will do is I'll take off Bashinger, and we'll bring Julian Foreman on, and he will go. Should we give him the Roman Deiter role? Just for a little bit of fun. And then I think maybe Noah Lampert for a Martin Schubert, and then that allows Fisher to go forward. And we'll leave him on the DLP role. And then we'll put Javier on Mizala attack. Martin Schubert, my former man. He was a good player for me back in the day. Nothing really from that corner. Barnacle, Schultz, Freund. Freund's really deep there. Weber, what are you doing, mate? Foreman, Muller. Can we get something from this? Baladov, Foreman. Plays it in, but we're not really doing anything with this possession. Foreman. 2-1. If it's onside, that is a big, big goal. Damn it, it's offside. But positive starts at the second half. It's Schubert as well. Honestly, one of my unsung heroes at the does. Unfortunately, he just got injured before the Conference League final, and we had to let him go. Otherwise, I probably would have kept a hold of him, Martin Schubert. But he's done fairly well for himself, which not a lot of Liechtenstein players have done since they've left the does, which is a bit annoying. Fischer's not having a good game there, is he? He's struggling a little bit. I think probably Forsten Muller there. We'll leave him on central midfield attack. We'll put Javier on maybe the. I think he's better as the advanced playmaker. I really don't want to bring Freund off. I really don't, because he's our best defender. I may have to bring him back if it does. Freund. We'll see. But so far, we've been okay. Maybe one more change is needed up front. I will consider maybe taking off Freund at like 80 minutes or so. I mean, we're doing all right here. We just need to find that second goal. Foreman's now struggling a little bit, which is a bit frustrating, I must admit. Barnacle's probably going to come off. I'm going to bring Simon Beale on. Winger on attack. How many substitutes have I got left? I'm going to leave Foreman on for the time being. I'm really not. That's the one thing we need to improve on as Liechtenstein manager, is getting better centre backs into the team. I'm trying to do that. because I'm just not convinced about the youngsters we've got at the moment. Hopefully they will get there, but yeah, is what it is. It looks like it's going to be those 4 teams fighting for those last places. Here's Muller though, anyway. Muller, ball into Foreman. Oh, over the bar. Last 10 minutes, let's go for an attack. I mean, the one thing I will say next is we're playing Gibraltar next, and that'll give me a lot of confidence. It'll allow me to potentially play some other players in that game, but we are looking a bit vulnerable here. Is that not offside? It's completely against the run of play in the second half. It's onside. Man, this is frustrating. Because I don't think they deserve it. Boyer again. I mean, defensively, we're not good. I think we just go very attacking Gammy. We need to get at least a draw out of this. Because if Switzerland get a result here, then... Oh my god, Foreman, man. I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm just going to change it around. Do you know what? I'm going to go mad here. Excuse me for this, but... I don't normally do this, but... I'm going to put Beale on the right. Foreman's going to be... Yeah, Foreman can be the DLF. And Simon Beale, the advance forward. I don't think we're going to get anything from it. I'm just going to try it. I'm going to try narrow. I'm going to push a little bit higher up as well. I just really want to get a draw out of this game, but whether that's going to lead to anything is another question. I don't think we're going to get anything, unfortunately. That is annoying. That is frustrating. We were unlucky there. But we've got Gibraltar next. That'll put Switzerland on 6 points, Slovenia on 6. We're 9. We're 6 points behind Sweden. And I'm just conscious about who we have to play next in terms of... So it's going to be Gibraltar. Scotland's, I think, is a write-off anyway. But those games against Slovenia, these 3 games, Gibraltar, Slovenia, Sweden at home, are going to be crucial going forward. Switzerland away now is really crucial as well. That was really annoying. We should have got a draw out of that game. We had better XG than Switzerland, which is mad. But I think our defence just let us down. Marvin Boyer just... There's something about him. I mean, when I had him at Vaduz, he's wanted by... Something about him just never really stuck with me, and he had a bit of a hissy fit here, I remember. And then we had to loan him out for a number of seasons, and his career's just a bit tittle-tattled, and he's a player that frustrates me quite a bit. But I know it's 2 defeats, but there are positives in this, and we've played really well. And I mean, we've got Gibraltar next, and we'll have to rotate, I think, for Gibraltar. I'm not even sure what their team will look like, to be honest, but it should be a team that we can compete against. But we'll see. A disappointing 2 defeats there, and I know I might seem disappointed, but the fact that we went to Sweden and only conceded 1 to the 11th best team in the world, and then narrowly missing out on a draw to Switzerland when we probably could have won the game and potentially got a draw. It's a bit frustrating, but there are positives from it. I think with regards to the next video, because we're playing 3 games, I might do 2 and show you the highlights from 1, but I'm not sure. But we certainly won't be doing the Sweden game in October. I just don't feel like that's worthwhile. But we will do the 2 games against Switzerland and Gibraltar in November. So yeah, looking forward to doing those. If you have enjoyed the video, despite the 2 defeats today, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I'll see you for the next episode, which will either be a little bit of an introduction to the next season if it does, or it will just be Liechtenstein national team. So take it easy, stay safe, bye everybody.